Hi guys, welcome to Diane's Crafty Corner. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers. Now I've only purchased two of them to begin with, and so these are the two we're going to be using. They are not a perfect match for blending, but I just want to see how the markers work on the paper, and we'll try to blend them, but we're not expecting them to blend well because they're not, in most cases on these, there are colors in between that I don't have, so we're not going to get a great blend. So price point, these are going for $23 to $25 in the retail market. Of course, with your Michaels or Hobby Lobby coupons, you can bring that down to about $11.90, which would make these about $2 a marker, which makes them quite affordable, which is why I'm reviewing them. So my markers, my go-to markers that I use, I have an entire set of Spectrum Noirs that I have been using over the course of the last 3 years, and I have really built up my collection of Copic markers. So I'm not going to be comparing these to Copics because Copics are in a league all by themselves. But I will compare them to a few of the last generation, the Generation 2 Spectrum Noir markers. So what do I know about these markers so far? What I know is that they come in two different sets. So they have 8 sets of 6, and I've got 2 of them. So they have 8 sets of the 6 markers, and they come in your basics, your hues, which I have the hues right here. They come in tints, which I have here. They come in tones. They come in neutrals, portrait, earth, and essentials. And those are your complete sets of 6. And then to add to that, they have 4 sets of 12. And those are called figure, sketching, seascape, and landscape. So all of those together will give you 216 markers. Okay, so 216 markers. They are using the same number system that they used before, although I don't think the colors are quite the same. And this is a premium quality artist grade double-ended alcohol ink marker. It has a super fine nib on one side and a brush marker, which is kind of like what the Copics have on the other side. So that's what I know about them so far. What I don't know is really how they're going to work. Now, I've been a fan of my Spectrum Noir markers, although I have to say that I've had to work hard to get my Spectrum Noirs to blend with some of the color families, pinks being one of those families. I don't have as much problem getting my Copics to blend. In fact, rarely do I have a problem getting my Copics to blend. You just have to work a little bit on them. All right, so what I'm going to use to test them on is the Spectrum Noir paper. I'm just going to take a sheet, and as much as I hate to waste my paper, that's what I'm going to do today so that we can just kind of test these out. I have also pulled from my markers a couple that are the same numbering system as what's in here. So in this set, you've got PP1. In this set, you've got PP5. So I pulled those two just to kind of compare. I don't think they're going to be the same, and these two in real life don't blend, so I would imagine those two in real life don't blend. I also pulled the gold, GB3. There's a GB3 here, and I pulled 2 of the greens, the CG1 and CG3. So we're just going to kind of compare those. And like I said, some of mine are already drying up, so we may come into that. I haven't tested this out yet. All right, so like I said, price point wise, they're a pretty good price point. We've just opened up the tints, and this is what they look like. So it's an off-white, maybe gray looking marker. It is octagon, a lot like these. Looks like they're smoother though. And then let's open up this one as well. Ooh, I can't get this one out. Okay, and then this one, that's what it looks like. So as you can see, I picked the two that I thought if we could get any blending, it would be with these two. And I'm sure that in their larger set, they have ones that go in between these to blend them better. But I have no intentions of buying the entire set. I'm actually going to stick with just one brand of markers. I wanted to test them. I wanted to see how they work, because I've been curious about them for about 9 months. Since I saw them at CHA many months ago, I've been looking for them and waiting for them to come out. I've been very curious about them, and now they're here, so we're going to play. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is just look at them. We're going to take one out, look at it, see what it looks like. I'm going to start in the order that they came in, I guess. All right, so the PP1 is called Blossom. This PP1, of course, didn't have a name, and this is what the old one looked like. It had a chisel and a nib, so that's what that looked like. The new one has a smaller nib, much smaller actually. And it's supposed to be, this nib is smaller so that you can draw with it, so that you can do fine lines and fine coloring and draw. So I think that's pretty awesome. And then this nib looks a lot like a Copic, maybe a little shorter. Let's see. Let me pull a marker over here that I just used. I have to be careful with this one because this one likes to leak all over the place. Yeah, it's a little shorter. So this one's, the Spectrum Noir is a little fatter. They both come to a nice tip at the end. Definitely more of a nib on the Copic, but still that's a pretty good nib. Okay, let's see what it's like on paper. Let me go ahead and close these up. Oh, I just wanted to test the color. So here is the PP1 in this color. I don't think the colors are going to be the same, and I haven't read. All I've read is that the color numbering is the same, and the color formulation is different because the ink is different. This is a higher quality ink. So here is the PP1 now. Totally different color. Pretty. That's a very pretty color, guys. All right, so the nib is very flexible at the tip. And then towards the base, it's very strong. It's not as bendable as a Copic. Okay, let's check out the other side. Let's go with the finest line we can do. Yeah, I like that. Very pretty. Okay. All right, let's go to, I'm going to stick with the colors that they are in the package. We'll come to this one next, guys. All right, so that one was PP1. So now the next one is Vanilla, which is B. And I haven't read about this. I don't know why it's a B, but it's B01. There were no B01s in the other set, the Spectrum second generation. So it's kind of like a, looks to me like a pale orange, maybe. Super pretty. Again. Pretty colors. All right, the next one is Moonlight, and it's in the gold family. It's GY1. I'm not going to do that because they're going to fall over on my desk. Definitely a gold. Very pretty. And is that the other one? No, I got the G3. You can really get that line thin. Or you can just go a little bit more, or a lot. Yeah, I like that. So that I really like that about these markers. I like those nibs quite a bit. Okay, so the next one is the green. And over here it shows you that's the nib. Over here is the brush. Wow, vibrant. Very pretty. Running out of space. Pretty. I like that. All right, and next is the blue, which is AB1. Again, that coloring is not in our old system, so I can tell you that these really do smell a lot of alcohol. Very strong smell of alcohol. And then here is the LV1. Did I have an LV1 in my other set? Had an LV2, but not an LV1. Okay. Move this up, make sure you can still see. Again, very, very pretty colors. I mean, very pretty colors. Okay, so that's set number 1. That is the tents, T-E-N-T-S. And they're like really pale pastel colors, would be great. Easter colors. Super, super pretty. Now we're going to go on to the other set. I'm going to do them over here, and then I'm going to just try to blend some of the ones that I think may blend over here. And we'll see how that goes. So let's put these back over here, and let's move on to this set. So I think to do that, I'm just going to turn my paper around, make it a little easier on me and you. And we're going to start in the same order. We're going to do the pink. Well, it's not going to be the pink if I turned it over, though. So we'll go in reverse order. How's that, guys? All right, so we're going to start with the LV3. Now, we did have an LV3 in this one. I can tell you right now they're darker, though, so we're going to do that. Excuse my arm in the way over there, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so we're going to do this one over here. So that's the LV3. Again, I'm really digging the lines. And then this was the LV3 in the Generation 2. Much darker. Much darker. All right, and then we're going to go to the blue, which is Caribbean AB3. Pretty colors, wow. Very pretty. And then the green, this looks more like it might have a little bit of an olive tint to it. Still pretty bright, but yeah, it definitely has a little bit more of the olive tint. Pretty. All right, then we're going to go with the gold. This is GY3, and I think I have a GY, which is the gold. Our golds in this Generation 2 were just GB. These are GY, but they were gold. So we're just going to see. We're going to just see what it looks like. It almost looks like a cross between gold and tan, really, in the old tan families, maybe. I'll have to do a little research on that. Pretty color, though. All right, so I just want to see. I think this is more yellow, but let's just see. See, that's actually pretty close. So this was the old GB3 color, which was our gold 3. And that's pretty close. Okay, so this one is B03, and like I said, we had no B's in our last system, so I don't really know. I'm guessing it's a bold orange, maybe. It's the O is for orange. Or burnt orange, maybe. Pretty color. Wow. All right, and so then the last one is the pink. So as you can see, these two are in the same family. These two, these two, these two, and these two. And then this pink, which I just think is, no way it's ever going to blend with this one, is my opinion. It's so far away. The other one was PP1. This is PP6. And did I have a PP6 in my other one? Had a PP5. Let's see, PP3. I don't think there was a 6, so we'll test it with the 5, the PP5 maybe. Oh, I wanted to test a couple of greens too. Let's do that too next. Oh yeah, that's very bright. That very, very bright. Very bright. There's no way those two are going to blend. So there has to be, in one of the sets, colors that would go in between these. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's just kind of see. This is the PP5, and this is PP6. There was not a PP6 in the 2 set. Was there? I know there was a PP1. All right, so we did that. That was a PP1 there. So 5 is the closest I have. So let's just see how that looks over here. And that's close. Yeah, that's close. So the coloring is close. All right, let's test a few of these G's. So the cool green 1, which would have been this one in our Generation 2 set, is close. Very close to that color. And the CG3, which would be over here from the Generation 2, is not so close. It's a little bit brighter. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this side over here, and we're going to do the darker colors next to it and just see how well they blend. Okay, so LV1 and LV3. Let's just see how they look together. So I'm just going to kind of go over one part of it. The next one is the teal. I'm not going to try to blend them yet. We're going to go back. AB1, AB3. This one's going to be a little messed up because I put that there, but we'll work on it. We'll make it happen. The gold. So as far as contrasting colors, if you were not going to blend and just use contrasting colors, you know, like 2 different purples on your flowers or whatever, not really trying to blend them, but just have the color family, this is going to work perfect for you. I adore these 2 colors right here. Actually, I like them all quite a bit. This one's where it's going to get a little freaky. This one's going to be a little freaky. This is a big jump right here. We're going from this nice cool to this nice bright. Okay. So there's the colors together. That's what they look like separately and then together. And then let's just go in with the lighter colors and just try to get a little blend right here in the middle. Let's see what happens. All right, so we're going to start right here again. I'm going to start over on this side, and we're just going to blend together. Now this is blending cardstock. And so and I'm not going to either side because I just want to see what happens in the middle. That doesn't even look like that color right now, does it? I tried a totally different color than what it went down. B01. Missing a marker. B01. Had to be that one. So gold is the one I'm missing. So this is the gold. And here's my that one dried a little different too, huh? And then let's do this pink. Okay, so that was with not working them to blend, and I think not bad, guys. Definitely have some variation in color there. I think that pink actually didn't do as bad as I thought it was going to do. I think that if you worked on it and did some tip to tip, I think you could get even better blending. And some of them are just like, that's just fabulous. That's really very doable. The greens, again, I think that's very, and the thing is that you can see, because now, look at the paper, you can see where the most ink is. So you can see what's happened here. Where you have the most color here in the middle is where the paper's still wet. So as the paper dries, you're going to have a difference in color. So I'll insert at the end how it looks like when it's totally dry so that you can see the differences. But that's how they look. I think that's pretty, that's not bad considering that there are two sets that aren't even meant to go together and they're just gorgeous colors. So yeah, guys, what do you think? Very pretty. So like I said, for the price point, I think these markers are fantastic. That's why I'm doing these reviews, is to show you guys other things that are out there that you may not want to try on your own and give a try to see how they work. You know, it's the thing is like I've told you guys before, you can get great results with Crayola markers and with Crayola pencils and with Bic markers. It's all about what you're creating and that it's coming from your heart. I happen to very much love my Copic markers, and I use them mostly on items that I'm going to turn around and sell to the public. So on my cards and my things that I make that are going to be for sale, I normally will use those higher quality markers for that. But I love to play with all markers and all paints, and this is just another tool in our arsenal to create with, and I think this is really good ink, to be very honest with you. I've always been happy with Spectrum Noir ink. Like I said, for me, it takes a little bit more to get it to blend, but you can get it to blend. And if you're a person that just likes to put a little bit of shading on a flower or something, look at that. You could do that perfectly with this. You could get almost a watercolor effect by just doing it just the way I just did it. So if you can get a coupon for them and get them for $2 a piece, I think that's a fantastic price, $11 a package. That is still, I think that's still about double from what we got our first Spectrum Noirs for. I think most of us were able to get our first set of 6 Spectrum Noirs for about $5 a package with coupons and so forth. So it's still a little more expensive, but I do think the quality of ink is better. And I think that some of the colors are pretty close to the same. Pretty close. A lot of them are pretty close. So I think you could even mix and match these inks if you wanted to. So yeah, I think it's well worth it. So that's my opinion on this. So in the comments below, let me know what you think about them. Okay guys, I'm back. It is about 40 minutes later, and I just wanted to show you the ink has dried. That's what it looks like on the back. And that's how the colors actually dried. And then I had this thought, I want to compare, I want to see if you can mix these with your Copics. So I brought out some Copics that I think will go good with these colors, and I have them all laid out in front of me, and I'll go over them as I do it. So I've mixed and matched those Illustrator Spectrum Noirs with some Copics, and I just want to see how they blend together with the Copics. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll call this video over. All right, so let's start with the this one, the darker. So the one I chose to blend with the AB3, and all I did was look at my swatches for Copics, and that's how I determined this. I haven't tried it yet. So the AB3, I'm going to use the BG49, so blue-green 49. And this one, which is AB3, which was this color right here, okay? So I could do it right there on the other piece of paper, but I just drug out another piece of paper. I'm going to actually start with the Spectrum Noir color. I'm just going to lay it down just a little bit because I don't want to go on forever with this video. And then this is the darker color, which is the Copic color. And I'm going to go back with the lighter color right here just to make it blend out. And look at that. So they work perfect together. Beautiful. All right, let's do another one. I'm going to do the lighter color. This was the AB1, which was Duck Egg. Beautiful color. And I'm going to try it with the blue-green 23, which I'm not sure how that's actually going to work. Let's just see. So again, I'm going to do the Spectrum Noir color first, which is a gorgeous color. Beautiful color. And then I'm going to use the BG23, which is almost the identical color. Okay. Yeah, that's almost the identical color. So that didn't work so good for us. Still, you can't even tell where one started and the other one in. So yeah, I would say you could use them definitely. Okay, moving along. Let's try the pear green. And I'm going to try it with a color you wouldn't think to put together, the pistachio, which is the G43. And let's just see what happens. This is such an awesome color, guys. Because this is a big part of our markers, is being able to use them together. So I think this was important to show you guys. So this is a different color green altogether. But it's a color combination that I do use quite a bit, actually. Wrong side. Let's just see if we can get a nice little blend here. Yeah, super pretty. So again, those two blended effortlessly. Really pretty. Okay, so for the golds, we're going to do a couple of them. I thought I would start with the gold GY3. Make sure you guys are in frame. And I'm going to try a YR Copic, YR15 is what I thought might give us a little contrast here. And then I'm going to go back with the lighter color right around the edges just to soften it up. Again, super pretty. So what I am taking from this is that these are at a great price point. They can be mixed and matched with your other alcohol markers very well. So I think they're a great Moonlight, which is YG1. And the color I thought we'd try is Y38, which is in the yellow family. It's a little oranger, and I'm not sure how this is going to work, so we're just going to see. Okay. Go back here, just kind of feather it out a little bit. That's pretty. Okay. That's super pretty. All right, and then we're going to try these pinks. So the pink colors that we have are the Blossom, the PP1, and the PP5. And I'm going to try the R22, and I'm just going to kind of try them right in between these. So we're going to go from both spectrums here. So you're seeing it show up a little bit darker because it's on the black matte. I'm putting so much color down, it's saturating the paper. You can actually see through the paper and see the X's on the table. That's because I'm not using the, I'm using the Copic, the paper I'm using now is a Copic mini pack paper, and it's much thinner. So that's why you can kind of see through the paper here. All right, so what did I use that? So now we're going to use this one. Same thing, we're going to go right here. And then I'm going to go a little bit further out because we're going to add that darker color to the end and see how that looks after we soften this up in the middle. And then we're going to go in with this PP6, right? PP6. And we're going to go to the other end. Ooh, yeah, that's still going to be a bit sharp. Doable though, really. Wow, I'm surprised. Look at that. Completely doable. So what was the color I had in the middle now? Oh, Lord. This one was in the middle, right? Yeah. I get so confused. Oh, yeah, that's great. So when putting the lighter color back here from the Copic to here, it kind of took away part of the color. So that's what you're seeing there. But when you go from the darker pink right back into the Copic, that's a gorgeous blend. So that's how that looks. So the question that I posed was, how would it blend with your Copics or your other alcohol markers? And guys, I think that answers it right there. Those are beautiful blends. They're gorgeous blends. We even went from a light green to an olive green there, and that's a gorgeous blend. Even our teals that were just slightly different is a gorgeous blend. Those are beautiful. So yeah, I'd say I'm gonna stick with what I said before. I think that these markers for the price point are amazing. So I highly suggest you try them. Like I said, with your coupons, guys, that's a great price for alcohol markers. Only downside is you can't refill them. I'm sure at some point you'll be able to buy them individually. As of now, they only come in the sets, but you know, Spectrum Noir has released the other markers piece by piece. I've read that they are going to be releasing them piece by piece, and there's even more things to come. So I am very excited about this. I wanted to share it. You guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.